Hi, my magical creatures. In this video, we are going to talk about how to astral project. So before we begin, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, a like, and don't forget to subscribe. It's a free way to help your girl out. So let's get started. All right. So in today's video, I am basically talking about astral projection, like what that is. So basically, astral projection is basically your consciousness, your spirit leaves your physical body and you're able to go wherever you want to go in the universe. So you can go to another dimension, you can go into another planes of existence, you can go into like the heaven realms, you can go into the lower vibrational realms, you can go, you can access other worlds, you can go anywhere you want to go, you can go onto another planet, you can go into people's houses and see what they got. You know, you can do a lot of stuff. I don't recommend that last part that I said, but definitely you can go into other worlds and other. You can go anywhere you want to go on the planet, and I'm going to tell you how to astral project. So, okay, so basically the first tip to astral projecting is you want to do it when you are grounded, you are protected. I want to say put up like any type of spiritual work that you do. You always want to ground, and then you always want to put up white light around you. Do this when you are fine. Don't do it when you're upset. Don't do it when you're I don't know the right professional way of saying this, but like if you're sexually feeling some type of way, do it when you are fine and calm. Because if you astral project when you're angry or you're sexually feeling some type of way, um, you will attract lower vibrational entities to you, to your astral body, and it's just not going to be a really good, pleasant experience of astral projecting. So you want to do it when your intent needs to be good. Like just, like you feel fine, like everything's good, you feel emotionally stable, Um, that is like the first tip when you are going to astral project, because when you astral project, you release vibrations and stuff, and you can tend to attract things to you. And I've heard other people's stories of astral projecting, and definitely it's just crazy. So I'm gonna make this kind of like a part one, part two, because part two I'm gonna talk about my experience when I astral projected. So stuff like that. So the next step, after you have, you're fine, you're grounded, got white light around you, stuff like that. You just want to lay. This is kind of what I did for my first time of astral projecting. I just laid flat on the ground, the bedroom on my floor or your bed. So after you do that, just lay down. Just lay down, and then just imagine, just relax, breathe, relax. Just know that your spirit guides, your angels are with you, even your ancestors. So just imagine, focus at the end of your feet, and just imagine, just breathing, and imagine your spirit lifting out from your feet. Just imagine doing that. And then after that, focus on your feet, then move to your ligaments. So like this the lower part of your legs, imagine that, the spirit coming out. Then imagine like your thighs, your knees, that part of the spirit is coming out. Then your stomach, imagine that part of your spirit coming out. Then your chest area, your torso area, that's coming out. Then your hand spirits are coming out. Your arm, that part coming out. Then this part of your arm is coming out. Shoulder part coming out. Then all you have left is your neck and your head. And then imagine that spirit coming out. And once you imagine all of that coming out, but really feel and imagine that, because it's really happening. Once you do that, you're basically out of your body. And it's okay. And it's okay if if you get scared or whatever. Also, too, that's another thing. If you're scared too doing this, don't do it, because you're going to radiate that fear energy, and then you're going to start attracting fear energy based things to you. So, yeah, that's another thing. If you're scared, don't do this. But if you feel confident, you feel fine, just go, because you are protected when you leave out your astral body. So there's no one has scissors to cut the cord or anything like that. I know, like the movie Insidious, it talked about the boy got. I haven't seen it, but I know I've heard of it. And apparently, I guess the boy astral projected out of his body, and then I guess he got lost and didn't know his way back. But just know that there's an urethral cord and it's always attached to your body. The only time that cord is not attached to your body is if you physically have died. That is the only time that cord is gone. I don't, there is no spirit that can cut it. No entity or nothing like that. I haven't heard of any stories of someone being lost. The only time that cord is gone is if you have physically died in this world. If your body physically died, then your spirit is just automatically ejected out of this body, out of your body, and you can't go back into it unless God allows it, unless some divine intervention thing happens, where you're back in your body. But that's another story time. So so basically there was a part where I did it, where my spirit came out of my body, but I was on the phone with my friend, and he was very into this stuff, and he knew, and he walked me through it while I was on the phone with him while I was doing this. So while I did it, I felt, so at the time I had like arm hair and stuff, so like I shave it now, but at the time I did have like some arm hair, and I felt something brushing against my arm hair. And I was telling my friend on the phone, I was like, I'm gonna just say his name, but I was like, Justin, I feel something brushing against my arm hair. And then so he clairvoyantly looked, and he said, oh, it's your spirit. Half of your spirit, like half of your arm, your spirit arm is like out of your body. And so that's what's brushing against like your arm hair. So I was like, oh, okay. So I got a little creeped out. So I kind of just like opened my eyes, and then immediately I felt like, oh, like back in my body type thing. So basically, after that happened, after I did that, I was extremely tired, you guys. Like, I felt really drained. I felt super tired. I was telling my friend on the phone about how I was feeling, and he just told me like, "Oh, well, because this was your first time trying to astral project, it's definitely draining. It's definitely draining. It's definitely very tiring. Your first time doing it, but once you get used to doing it, then it should be fine." So I just thought, "Oh wow, that's like really crazy." So I did it again, but without him on the phone. I did it again another time, and I actually was able to do it. But a lot of people don't really, they just say to how to astral project, but they don't really say like the sensations of what it feels like, stuff like that. When I astral projected, so I guess there's like different types of astral projections too. There's astral travel, astral projection. Astral travel is like when you kind of like see it through your mind's eye. That's kind of like seeing it. Another time when astral projecting is like when people are really physically pushed out of their bodies, and then they're actually out floating, and their consciousness is out, and they just see their body laying there on the floor. I don't know if I haven't experienced that, but I have experienced sensations when I was, I guess, astral traveling, where I see like a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing, it's like your imagination. It's like up here. It's like clairvoyance. It's like your clairvoyance going off, like your third eye, like you're seeing things in your mind's eye. That is kind of how what I've seen. Um, I basically I will do part two of my experiences and what I saw and what confirmed it and what made me really believe in astral projection and stuff. But definitely, this is kind of how to astral project and astral travel. But the second time I did it, I was fully out of my body, and I was looking around my room, and I was, stuff like that. So definitely that. Part two will probably be out tomorrow. So about like my story times and stuff like that. So yeah. So, if you guys have any questions about astral traveling or whatever, just leave in comments down below and I'll answer them. So, but I hope you guys love this video. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay magical. Mwah.